Welcome, everybody, to an emergency broadcast, Pinfalls and Passports. For those who don't already know, this is a podcast for people just like you who love the sport of professional wrestling, and for members of our WWE Travel Community Discord to keep us entertained and engaged during the year leading up to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. And speaking of Las Vegas, the reason why we are recording this emergency podcast today is because they have announced that the pre-sale will start at 8 a.m. Las Vegas time tomorrow morning. That's Tuesday, the 23rd of September. The early pre-sale will begin tomorrow. That's for anybody that signed up for the pre-sale code via the WWE website. So if you haven't done that already, do that now, and I will drop a link in the description of this pod today for you to do so as well if you're not sure how to do that. My name's Daddy Dom. Today I'm joined by Katie. Hi, Katie. How you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Worried about my wallet. And you, Dork Chop, how you doing?
Figuring out which organ to sell before so I can afford tickets.
Sounds about right. Well, folks, if you're not a member of our WWE Travel Community Discord, come and join one of the fastest growing pro wrestling communities online. You can find the Discord invite link here in the podcast bio. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Pinfalls and Passports. And please don't forget to follow and subscribe to this podcast to keep up to date with all the things involving the WWE Travel Community Discord server and everything in regarding the build up to WWE WrestleMania in Las Vegas. Well, guys, bombshell dropped on us this afternoon. The pre-sale will be starting tomorrow morning, and I'm going to share the times. It's 8 a.m. Las Vegas time. We'll go through the times a bit later for those of you listening from outside of the West Coast of the USA. I'm sure you guys on the East Coast can probably work it out, but if you're living in Australia, if you're living in the UK, if you're over in Paris and just finished at Clash in Paris and you wanted to get the WrestleMania experience, we'll tell you what time you need to be logging on to Ticketmaster to get those tickets early, and also explaining why it's really, really important if you're looking for a combo ticket and you want to get the best price possible, why tomorrow could be the best option for you to get those tickets if you want them in the bag and get your trip planned. We've also had a couple of leaks because there has been another pre-sale this morning, Katie. Is that right?
That's right. Today was the Raiders season ticket holder pre-sale. I was lucky enough last year to take advantage of that offer. I do know somebody. I did not use them this year. The prices are looking... I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised, actually. Obviously, as anticipated, we do see some increases, particularly in the 300s, 400s level, even in the 200s. But overall, pretty consistent when we're talking about the floors and the hundreds level, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, there's been lots of chatter this afternoon on the internet. Lots of the dirt sheets have come out with some of the pricing. We're going to tell you which of that information is correct, which of it is actually slightly incorrect, and give you everything that you need to know when it comes to purchasing your tickets tomorrow. Dorkshot, what are your thoughts initially before we talk about the prices? What are your thoughts just glancing your eyes over them right now?
Glancing over it, that I'm not paying $850 for the 400s. But if I was so inclined, I'd stick to the section that I purchased last year.
Yeah. I think, it's not, we weren't expecting them to be cheaper, were we? Let's be honest. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I think we were expecting a small jump. We weren't sure what that's going to look like. It does look to me like there have been some increases in some areas, and other areas kind of look like they stayed the same. So there was a report out this afternoon from PW Insider, and they say that they have confirmed actually the following 2-day ticket prices for WrestleMania 42 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And these will be what will go on sale tomorrow in the pre-sale. Now, I want everybody listening to bear in mind, these are the prices which they started off with for the first through the door. We saw very, very quickly that the dynamic pricing kicked in for these WrestleMania tickets, and within half an hour there was a small jump.
Yep.
Within a few hours there were some seriously significant hikes in these prices, and they did not go back down for months and months and months. And this is why I'm saying to you, if you want to get your tickets in the bag, if you want to get your trip planned, you need to be in that pre-sale at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You need to be in that queue from 7:30. Make sure you get in that first. If you want the best bang for your buck and you want to get that package sorted, and you know you want a combo ticket and you want to get it secured so you can sort out your trip, especially for you international travelers, this is the way forward. I know that some of you, we've talked about this before, are planning on waiting it out. They're waiting until maybe I'm in Vegas. But for lots of people like myself for the last couple of years, that want to get my trip planned, don't want to have to be worrying about, am I going to be able to get a ticket? Or there's a big group of us, we're just not going to be able to do that. All fine and well saying if you're a solo traveler and you'll kind of sort it out in the day. But if you're not going on your own, a little bit more of a different proposition. This is your opportunity to make sure that you get the best tickets, because when I picked up my pre-sale tickets last year using the family pre-sale code, and we expect family. We see the return of family tomorrow morning. I'm sure we will. But within 24 hours, my seat, the seat next to me, the exact same seat, one next to me in the same section on the same row, was nearly triple the price. And it did not come back down at all until a couple of weeks before Vegas. So bear that in mind if you're wanting to get your ticket sorted. Now let's go through these ticket prices, because some are kind of, I was kind of expecting that. A couple of sticking out like, that doesn't make much sense. And then we've actually had a member in the group that's purchased the tickets today. So they've confirmed a couple of things around taxes and fees, because a couple of these reports that we've seen are saying these prices are before Ticketmaster fees and handling fees. Now, that's not entirely true. That's what's been widely reported. But I want to clear up a couple of bits. These ticket prices that we're going to give you now are actually inclusive of any Ticketmaster fees and handling fees. And this is because the law was changed quite recently regarding how they're displaying these prices. So this price that we're going to talk through now are actually the official prices and the ones we've actually seen on the website in the Raiders pre-sale. So this is correct information. There will be slightly higher, because what these prices don't include are taxes and your Las Vegas entertainment tax. Now, I've done a little calculation on the purchase that we've had from our member in the Discord server that did it. It doesn't quite stick to anything I can quite understand, but I do know how much that amount is. So that should give you a little bit of a guide when we tell you these prices of what you should be expecting to pay if you want that ticket tomorrow. On top of that, I want to mention that these prices, although they are set, they may be different depending on which different areas you want to sit in. So we've got prices for the 100 set level. We've got price for the 200 level, the 300 section, 400 section, floor seats. But we know the aisle seats are going to be more expensive, and you have to buy a minimum of 2.
Buy.
Exactly. Thank you, Katie. Bring me to it. We know that if you're going to have a better view of the stage and the ring, you may expect to pay more. But what I've also seen, when I've seen a screenshot from the Raiders pre-sale, is that actually there are some tickets that aren't falling into this banding. And I feel that that's because some tickets are going to be classed as what we call limited view. And I want to explain what limited view means, how they define limited view.
No pillars. No pillars.
Well, and we know there aren't any pillars. There shouldn't be any pillars. but yes, some seats are obviously going to have better views than others in the same in the same sort of bands. So they're not going to be the same price. So this is not quite as strict as I think everybody is saying it is. You will be able to find some bargains out there, but you may also find that some of those seats you're thinking, well, hold on a minute, this is 200. It's more than this. Yeah, because it's got a really great view of the stage and the ring. So it's going to cost you more money. So let's start with 400 sections. So for anybody that hasn't been to Allegiant Stadium, or any stadium for that matter, 400s is the rafters. It's the very, very top of the stadium. It's the highest row. You're the one that you'll be sitting further away than the ring. Now, people will be asking, I don't want to be sat there. Oh, that sounds horrible. Oh, no, I'm scared of heights. Whatever. You know, we know a few people that are scared of heights, don't we, Katie?
Hi, Mac.
Hi, Mac. How you doing? Hope you're listening. But is it really that bad? What do you think, Shop? If you get the chance to go to WrestleMania, but your only option is to get a 400 level seat, would you go and sit in it?
I would. I have sat in the 400 section before at Allegiant Stadium, not for WrestleMania, but for a preseason game between the Raiders and the Patriots. It was a fun time, good fans. It has good views, depending on where you're sat. Obviously, a limited view. You're going to have a compromised view of the stage, so factor that in. But if that's your only option, I don't see any problems with it. It will have a decent view.
Yeah. Look, spoiler alert, guys. Allegiant Stadium is massive, as is any stadium, and wrestlers as big as they are still look very small, pretty much no matter where you're sat. So if you are not sat in the first 10 rows of the ring at WrestleMania, you are probably going to be watching WrestleMania on a screen. Therefore, it does not matter if you're sat in the hundreds, the 200s, the 300s, the 400s. If you haven't got that green shirt guy money, you are probably going to be looking at WrestleMania on a very, very large television screen. Yep. Because to get a real idea of what is going on. Now, of course, you can look at the ring and you can look at it, unless you've got incredible eyesight. And I think I've got pretty good eyesight. You can't see the intricate details that you're going to be seeing when you're looking at the screen. So don't be put off by the 400s, but you might be put off when I tell you the price, because this is the one section that I think has took the biggest jump. And I'm quite surprised to see this. The 400 section combo tickets, it says here, are starting at $854. That is quite a jump on last year. Now, I will say that people will be going, well, they were selling those for $500 or $400 or $350. That might be correct, but those ticket prices did not include fees, the Ticketmaster fees, and they took up a vast majority. I know last year my ticket price was $700, but I paid $1,000. So there was a 38, I think, percent hike is what I worked out on 38% more I paid than what my actual ticket value was. This is important as well if you're thinking about buying tickets and thinking that you're going to maybe resell them if you find some better ones down the line. Because brilliant, you might get that $700 back, but you're not getting that other $300 for all the fees and stuff you paid. So you're not going to get your full money back if you're looking to swap these tickets. So if you are going to choose a ticket, make sure it's the right ticket for you. And, you know, if you do see something better down the road, think, okay, well, if I am able to actually sell it on, you know, am I actually going to get the kind of money that I think I am going to get for it? Because with those fees built in, they do although they are built into these prices, they are still included in this price. And when it comes to reselling your ticket, you won't get that element of the fees that you paid back. So worth bearing in mind. So $854 for the 400 section. I think these are around $350 to $500 last year. Does that sound about right? Plus your fees there. Yeah. 300 section starting for $1,174. That seems like quite a hike as well. So the trend so far is if you're sitting up the top, there isn't really much of a cheap seat here so far. Now let's go on to the 200 level. 1,174 to 1,354. That sounds quite similar to last year, because I know that I paid $1,000 for mine in the early pre-sale, $700, but $1,000 including my fees. So little bit of a jump there. Although my 200, you know, there would have been better 200 seats further on. I'm guessing that's where they're getting the 1,300 from.
Dom, let's keep this in mind that this is not accounting for dynamic pricing. So Absolutely. This is what the tickets are going to start at without the dynamic.
Correct.
Dynamic came into play, like you said, about 30 minutes after the pre-sale started, and it really didn't go down until the month before, before Mania. So, guys, keep in mind, these are base prices.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is where it's starting.
This is your starting price. Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Now, 100 level. being reported with tickets from 1174. So again, the same as the lowest in the 200 and the 300 section. So I guess that depends on whereabouts in the 100 level you are. To 1303 to 1495 for the more expensive. 3 different prices given. I suppose that's depending on where you sat. That's the 100 level. They sound about where they were last year. That doesn't sound much different to me.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that sat together. I believe section it was 134, 135, and they were saying that there you go, 132, and they said that they paid, I believe it was $1,200 a ticket, $1,300 a ticket, and that was with the family, and that was within that first 30 minutes. So
there you go. So 100 level sounds about the same. We've got section R101. So these are these kind of the risers.
The risers.
Yeah, the risers. Yeah. 2,200 for those. Do you remember what the riser prices were last year?
About $2,000, I believe.
Yeah. Sounds about right. So again, I think that's pretty much the same. Section B on the floor, starting at just under $4,000, 3,868. Again, I think they were between 3 and 4, 3 and 5, weren't they? Something like that. And section A1 on the floor, $9,000, 8,998. Again, they were changing between sort of 5 and 10,000, depending on where the seat was. So, I think the key is here: the higher up, those cheap seats that we had maybe before, that we were hoping to grab them at the start, they don't look like they were available. But if you kind of lower down in the hundreds on the floor and the risers, you're going to look to pay pretty much the same as you did last year. So not a massive jump. Now, I did mention the taxes. Yes, the Ticketmaster fees are included and they do take up the bulk, but there is still a sales tax to pay, as there is with anything in the US. Now, one of our server members told me they paid £1,495 for their combo ticket in the Raiders pre-sale. And on top of that was $109 of tax. I worked that out at about 7.5%. That must include the Las Vegas sales tax. So I don't Las Vegas entertainment tax. Sorry,
LET. So, yeah. Now, Dom, you said pounds. Is this in pounds or is this in dollars. American dollars?
Apologies. Okay, pounds. Yeah, dollars, American dollars.
Okay. All right.
American
so
dollars.
$1,400. Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked out that their tax they paid on top of that fee was about 7.5%, which I don't really understand because the standard sales tax in Las Vegas is nearly 9%.
That's right.
I know for the state of Nevada it's 6.5%, but it's higher in Las Vegas. So it seems like they may have done a deal here to make the tax slightly differently. That could vary depending on your ticket. I don't know, but just to give you a base idea, it looks like about 7.5% on top of that fee for you'll be charged sort of in tax as well. So in total, that they paid $1,600 for their
16. And where were they sitting? You said
they were sat. Let me just find out.
They're in the club section.
Club. That was right. Cool shop. Yeah. And where is the club section in Allegiant? Do you remember?
In the 130s on the one side.
Let me try to pull that. Yeah, I'm just trying to pull that up. Oh God.
I think it was in the 136 section.
I know where
Here
it
we
is.
go. 131. Right. Was that 130 to 128? I believe is what I'm seeing. It's very blurry for me. My thing, so I can't really.
I'm looking at it now.
Oh, there we go. 131 to 138.
Yeah.
No, 137.
Perfect. Yeah. So the club seats are the 100 level. They're the top of the 100 level. And in between, and also on the 200 level on the side, there were some clubs. For a club seat, I saw those seats. They look very, very comfy. You can really just kind of kick back with your beers and your snacks on the side. That sounded like a pretty decent package, a pretty decent deal for me. I think I'd be pretty happy if I paid that for my combo. To sit in one of those nice comfy club seats. So that wasn't too bad. I mean, I say pretty happy. This is in comparison to last year.
Yes.
This is not compared to anything else in life.
Now, Dom, I wanted to point out, so this year, section 341, row 12, seat 20, it's being listed at $1,046.55. That's the Raiders preseason price. That is not including taxes. But I want to just point out, I pulled up how much that section was last year. So section 342. So same thing, pretty much. Row 13 and before anything. And now this was also during the Raiders preseason sale. $550. That was before their taxes and fees and all that stuff. So on my ticket, I did get during the Raiders preseason. It was about a 26% service fee that I paid. So let's just do some quick math here. $550 plus 26%, you're at $693 plus an additional. The facility fee was $8, order processing fee was $5, and then that Las Vegas tax. Let's just say
$20, wasn't it, or something like that? I think
8% for Las Vegas tax on $693, $748. So let's just say all in all, you're looking at $800.
Yeah,
right. So you're looking at a $200 increase right now on those tickets.
Well, plus tax has got to go on that as well. So actually, $300.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. So for the 300s, 400s, you're looking at a sort of three, potentially slightly more, 350 increase so far on the tickets. Now, one thing I do want to point out, though, on a screenshot I saw of the Raiders pre-sale screen, I could see section 204, which it says here starts at 1174 to 133303 for the 200 level. Section 204, $854. So when I said that everything might not be quite as clear as it seems, it does seem there are some bargains out there. The chances are that this ticket will say limited view on it. Now, for people wondering, what does limited view mean? Now, this was section 204, so actually pretty close to where you were sat last year, right, Katie? You were sat in the 104?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I sat in 248. So I
248.
was. Yeah, I was to the left of the direct
You're to
middle.
the left, yeah. So, but I think 204 is like pretty much the same. It's gonna
kind of more in the corner.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's a little bit more offset to the corner.
Yeah. So in that seat, you can see you're at the opposite end to where the entrance.
You're in the end zone,
basically.
So you're looking stage right in front of you.
Yeah.
Stage and right. Yeah.
What limited view means is that you in WrestleMania tickets terms is that you don't have a full view of the full stage and the ring. So for whatever, it could be something that will be blocking that. Perhaps it's because of the level you're at. You can't see the sort of the top of the stage. It could be that. It could be there's some lighting because you're quite high up, stopping you from seeing a part of the stage. You will see limited view on a lot of these tickets. Don't worry about that too much. My ticket was quite a similar area to 204 with regards to the angle, sat in the corner, looking down. It did say limited view. My view was not limited. So there were a lot of tickets that are going to say limited view. There are no pillars at Allegiant Stadium for WrestleMania. So you do not have to worry about a pole in the middle holding up the lights above the stage that are going to get in your way. So you don't need to worry about that.
Just got to worry about the lighting ring.
Yeah, lighting ring.
The lighting ring, but also you have to keep in mind, because tomorrow when these tickets go on sale, you're not going to get the sections where the hard camera is. Yeah. Those are not going to be available. Those are not usually available until much closer to the date. But with that being said, if you are looking out for those sections closer to that side, you're going to have the sound booth and you're going to have the boom, the camera boom in your way. And so we did have a lot of people where that sound booth, it was quite elevated. So that was a huge hindrance. And those tickets did not say limited view, as well as that camera arm. Yeah. Because that's your hard camera right there. That's going to be going back and forth all night long. It's going to block your view of the entrance. It's going to block your view of the ring. Yeah. So keep that in mind as well. You really want to stay opposite.
Yeah. And the moral of the story being, you're never really safe. You never really know.
No.
You will say limited view, and your view may not be limited. You might not say limited view, but there may be something in your way because who knows how they're going to set up the production. But at least we've got a few lessons learned from last year. We should hoping that they're sticking to the same sort of idea.
And you know what? A really good reference that people can use is a website called A View from Your Seat. There are tons of photos to make reference to
Yep.
Mania and what their view was like. And even within our server, right? What we could do maybe right after we drop this podcast, let's start dropping pictures of the views that we had in our sections and we can kind of make reference. Maybe we could do a Google Drive or something like that.
Fantastic idea. Fantastic idea, Kate. I love that. Yeah, let's get on that after we finish recording this today, and let's get everybody to share their seats where they were sat last year if they did go to WrestleMania in Vegas, so we can get an idea perhaps of what our view might look like. And if you're not on the Discord, come and join us. And if you don't want to come and join us, then view from your seat is view from my seat is probably your best option. So as we say, those tickets are going on sale at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. That is Las Vegas local time, PDT. So what does that mean for those of you living on the East Coast of the US and in Canada? 11 a.m. those tickets will be tickets will be available. The
Eastern time.
Starts.
That's not all of Canada. That's just
not all
Eastern
of Canada.
time.
Sorry, yes, Eastern time. 11 a.m. If you are like myself in the UK or you're in Ireland, like our tribal chief, 4 p.m. tomorrow, the tickets are going on sale. If you are in Paris or Italy or anywhere else in Europe, most places in Europe anyway, 5 p.m. If you're in Sydney, Australia, 1 a.m. So good luck to you, Cozy.
Wait, 1 a.m. Wednesday, September 24.
An excellent point. 1 a.m. Wednesday. So that's either a late night for you or an early get up. If you're in Perth, Australia, where Crown Jewel is going to be happening in a few weeks, they're a couple hours behind. So that will be 11 p.m. on Tuesday for you guys. And also, if you are one of our many listeners in Singapore that continue to make us the number one listened to podcast on wrestling in Singapore, week after week after week, we thank you to our fans in Singapore. You will be able to get your tickets to meet us at WrestleMania at 11 p.m. So 11 p.m. as well for our millions and millions of fans listening over in Singapore and keeping us top of those charts. We thank you. Massive shout out to all our fans in Singapore.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever you are. Make yourselves known. We'd love
Right?
to know who you are.
Dispel the rumor that it's Simon on multiple devices, please.
Well, that was our original thought, Dort Shot, when we found out that the first time that we ever went to number one in Singapore, Simon hadn't even listened to the podcast yet. And he was actually traveling abroad. So it definitely wasn't him. So, but yeah, that's anything else to add, guys, on these ticket prices. I think that's all we want to cover today. Was just a quick one, just to get you guys prepared for tomorrow, what to expect. When you go into that pre-sale and start looking at those maps. And when you do, once you got your tickets, and if you're in the Discord, drop a post, let us know what deals you got, what bargains do you get. We can't wait to hear what fantastic seats you've got booked ready for WrestleMania.
Tom, one more thing, just to add in, there is not just the straight up, buy your ticket and then you're done. Keep in mind there are also buy now, pay later services available, like Affirm and Klarna, that are available either at checkout or if you log into the Affirm website, that can make the cost immediately a little less, but then you're going to pay more in interest. But those services are available to you as well.
There's the PayPal and and now these are only for our American residents.
Well, we presume so. However, there have been some changes in the Ticketmaster app since last year, Katie, and now the Ticketmaster app is international. It did branch off into we had our app added a few more countries. So we had Canada added.
I did notice that.
We had Australia and I think it was Germany added. So our Ticketmaster app in the UK. However, that's widened now. And it's now a US one. So it'd be interesting to see. And you guys let us know if you're offered any of these services, because you don't have to use a different Ticketmaster app anymore. They are
Yeah.
all amazingly, they managed to get it together, and we can all use the same app, which is really, really useful if you're traveling. And there was 3 PLEs in 3 different countries that I went to in a very short period of time last year, and trying to download the individual Ticketmaster app for each of those countries was an absolute pain, especially considering it will only let you download the one from the country that you live in. And then when I managed to actually finally get like the APK and downloaded them, the problem that I had is that I had all 3 Ticketmaster apps on my phone, but they all looked exactly the same with the exact same logo, and I couldn't change them. I mean, I didn't know which one was which. So I kept having to go in, log in. I was logged into the wrong one, and then I have to go check my tickets on. But yes, thankfully they've resolved that problem.
I also wanted to mention, in particular, I was trying to help out a user last year with the PayPal and 4, and they only will do the PayPal and 4 if your ticket price was less than a certain amount. I believe it was $1,200 or $1,100. So I'm not sure if that amount has changed since then, but keep that in mind as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to mention. But if you guys don't get your tickets tomorrow, do not bank on those prices changing when it goes to regular sale. A lot of people, they were like, I'm not going to get in the pre-sale. These prices are insane. I'm going to wait for regular sale. They did not change.
Well, by the time it got to general sale, they were already in dynamic.
They were astronomical.
Yeah, nothing changed. Once dynamic kicked in during the pre-sale, nothing changed once general sale started. So don't hold off. If you want them, they're there. Just get them there. Otherwise, you're waiting until a month before. So you're waiting until March, April. At that point, that's when things are going to start to go down. So do not, oh my God, guys, please do not go to StubHub. Do not go to StubHub. There's going to be plenty of tickets available. No need to buy resale.
No,
unless you're really, 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 really looking for a particular section, a particular row, particular seat, what have you. There's plenty to go around for all of us.
Yeah, not worth the risk. Absolutely.
No.
And I know that StubHub are reputable and you'll probably get your money back eventually, but it's not going to be a quick thing. It's going to leave you out of pocket and might leave you out of pocket when it comes to getting the tickets that you want for the show.
And what you mentioned earlier too, if you're thinking of reselling your ticket, especially on Ticketmaster, so not only when you purchase that ticket are you paying those service fees, but when you sell your ticket, you have to pay service fees.
They're gonna charge you more fees
off of your profit. So you're essentially paying double. And so what a lot of people were doing is they were pricing their resale tickets stupidly high, but that was to cover the fees that they paid when they bought and the fees that they're going to pay when they sell, just to make whatever profit margin that they wanted. Again, keep that in mind. Nobody wants to pay $1,000 in fees, and it's not fair for anybody else out there who really wants to buy your ticket to pay more than the ticket next to them that's on sale for face value.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not think for a minute there's money to be made here. There are going to be lots of seats. There will be lots of seats in the run up to WrestleMania. These seats are not going to sell out quick. If they do get close to selling out, they will just open more areas. They will not run out of tickets. They will not sell out. No matter what WrestleMania tell you and WWE tell you, this is sold out. They are never sold out.
They're going to open more sections.
But they will not be sold out. There will not be a point where they're sold out.
They are holding off on rows as well. They're not selling every single seat, every single row in that section. They're holding off. They're doing every other row. And we started seeing that as more tickets started becoming available last year.
Absolutely.
And they're holding off on half the stadium.
They're selling out. They want you to think they're close to selling out. They are not. They're just waiting to sell those.
They're just trying to create FOMO.
Exactly.
That's right.
They're trying to create FOMO so they can dynamic price your ass again. Don't fall for it. So, if you miss out on the pre-sale tomorrow for whatever reason, and you go into the general sale and the prices are 3 times the price of what you pay, what you thought the price we told you today, what we thought they were going to be because of dynamic pricing, what should you do, Dork Chop?
Wait, hold the line.
Hold the line. Absolutely. hold the line, and they will come down eventually. You will just have a long wait. Do not pay 3 times the price just to get them secured. Unless you really want to, unless you really can afford it, then it's not worth it, because you will get the tickets you want eventually. You'll just have to wait a bit longer. But our best advice for you, if you want to go to both nights of WrestleMania, if you want to sit in the same seat for both nights of WrestleMania, the combo ticket in the pre-sale tomorrow is the way to go. Join the server to make sure that you get access to all the pre-sale codes. But if you are not signed up to the WWE priority email, which normally comes about 5 minutes before, by the way, 5 minutes before the pre-sale, sometimes it comes 5 minutes after. Get in the
Sometimes
Discord
an hour
server.
after.
We will find out what it is. If you want to guess, let me hazard you a guess. It will probably be family. FAMILY. That will be your pre-sale code for tomorrow. I will put money on that. That will get you in to the friends and family pre-sale. If you have multiple pre-sale codes letting you into multiple pre-sales, thinking, maybe if I use this pre-sale code, I'll get a different price. You won't. They're all the same price.
And
What's
one
up?
other thing,
Yeah.
make sure you're only using one device at a given time.
That's it.
Because otherwise, Ticketmaster will think you're a bot and they'll lock you out.
Ooh, another thing. Reset your passwords now, because you do not want to be trying to log into that queue and then all of a sudden Ticketmaster says, we're trying to keep your account secure. Let's reset your password. Update everything now.
Absolutely brilliant point, Kay, that I'd completely forgotten about. Yes. If you have a Ticketmaster account, or if you don't have a Ticketmaster account, let's start with that. Get one set up now. Get it set up.
Load up your credit card information.
Password. Do it now. Get your credit card information. Let it do that active card check. If you have a Ticketmaster account already, go in. Make sure you can log in. Change your password. Make sure your cards are up to date. Make sure your address is up to date. Because if you get to that checkout and your payment fails, you will lose those tickets. And there's a very, very good chance that when you go back around the circle again, you get to the back of the queue, you go back in, bang, dynamic pricing is kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
And your ticket that you just wanted to buy is now twice as much. So the first thing you should do after listening to this podcast is go into Ticketmaster, open an account with them, and get your details set up. If you have a Ticketmaster account, change your password, check your cards, check your addresses, check you can log in. And then thirdly, get onto the WWE Discord server. Come and join us, and let's see what fun we're going to be having. And let's see all these fantastic tickets that everybody's having. And let's let the excitement begin from tomorrow when Wrestlemania 42 build-up eventually, finally begins. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Yeah, we are so back.
We are so back.
Welcome to the 2025-2026 season of the Wrestlemania Travel Discord server.
I am pumped.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We hope you found this helpful and useful. And any questions, you know where to find us. Catch you soon.
Bye, guys. Good luck.
Bye.